Good evening and welcome to TD Online. This week we have a very special show. We're previewing the final of the Women's Premier Division. Western Province take on Border in the final match of this tournament on Friday evening. It will be played at Newlands. It's going to be, it's going to be a bit of a different atmosphere. In normal circumstances, this would have been a sold-out fixture. But on this occasion, unfortunately, you'll have to stream in on TV, and I hope that each one at home will be helping breaking the records online to get the most views on a rugby match. So it's down to you guys at home, online, and those of you that's going to be watching on SuperSport. Let's do this. Looking at the season thus far, Western Province, 10 out of 10 for them. Border only losing their 3 matches this season. So it's been quite a tight game, a tight tournament for both teams. Border obviously ending the tournament off on 34 points, where the closest competitors were EP Queens finishing on 21 points. So it just shows how good these teams were in order to get through the season. But that's enough from me. I'm sure you've heard enough from me. I'm going to be joined by my guests now, a very, very special guest. We've got Nell, Rossouw, the team manager of Western Province, and Lusanda Dumke. She were both actually were guests on TD Online earlier this year. And this evening, we're back on the show, chatting all things rugby, and how coincidental, both of them in the final. Good evening, ladies. Thank you for joining me on the show this evening. It's going to be a special one, quite a lekker one, eh? Now, let's start off with you. Loving the backdrop, loving the background. How does it feel to be in the final?
It's mixed emotions. It's a lot of excitement. It's humbling. I'm sure Lusanda will agree with me. After everything that happened with the pandemic, to actually get an opportunity from the 8th of May to start competing again was an absolute blessing. And every week we played a game not knowing if we're going to be granted the opportunity again the following week. So as manager of Western Province, I feel extremely proud of the team. But it's hard work all around. Every team that contributed to this division played their hearts out, gave everything that they possibly could. So it's humbling, and I'm stoked and I'm proud. Like you said, 10 out of 10, it's a blessing. I don't even know. I don't have the words to describe how I feel about this weekend. I'm super excited, and I just can't wait for this opportunity to happen.
Well, I'm going to give you some time to collect your words and gather your thoughts. But in the meantime, while you're busy with that, Lusanda, let's get back to you. Look, you've had an interesting season thus far. Very, very exciting. You're now in the final. How does it feel for you as a player to go through everything you went through this season, and now you finally see yourself in the final of the Women's Premier Division, where, who knows, anything can happen from here? Let's first mute the mic. 1 sec. Let's first unmute the mic. There we go. Go for it.
I always forget. Look, I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited about the journey that we've been through. Being in the final, through everything that we've gone through with the team, and I'm very excited about my youngsters as well. They will be most of them will be playing the final for the first time, so I'm very excited for them. I can't wait for them to have that experience, and I thank God that we managed to get to the finals. Yes.
It didn't look like quite a difficult journey on paper. If you look at the log standings, almost 16 points difference between Border and EP Queens that finished in 3rd position. So, you grateful?
No, it's not like it wasn't tough. It was tough, of course. We're playing against quality teams. All of them have quality players. They have strong teams. It wasn't easy at all, but we had to fight until the end, of which it paid back at the end.
Well, we're going to chat a bit more about the quality teams and the quality players a little bit later. But now, let's get into the final. You as a team manager, how do you prepare yourself, calm yourself down, first of all, in order to prepare for a final? And now you've got the, let's say, guardian role of all of these women, how do you prepare them for the final?
I think the most important thing is to remember that this is a final. Nothing that happened before Friday is going to matter on Friday. It's a one game opportunity. It's 80 minutes. It can go any way. So nobody can be complacent and say, like you just said to Lusanda about it looks easy on paper. I must say, and I'm sure she will agree with me, this year was one of the most exciting competitions. I personally played 9 years for Western Province. I've been manager for 6 years. But this was the most exciting year because usually there would be one or two teams that will always get a runaway score. So when the game starts, you almost know for certain this team is going to win and this team is going to lose, like that kind of thing. And this year it was amazing, like every single game. Lusanda, I don't know if you've experienced that, but nothing was a given. There wasn't 100-2, or you would get major upsets. I mean, for Western Province, it was definitely Sharks. And I mean, Lusanda, I think you would have experienced that with EP, and even Boerland, and the character that these teams showed. I mean, I can compliment. I'm sitting here, I've got goosebumps when I think about the game against Boerland and Border. I mean, you girls were the example of you play until the whistle blows, because they scored their final try, the winning try of that game against Boerland after the 80th minute.
Yes,
And if you look back at that game, Lusanda, we even done a preview to that game where Boerland were tops. They were heading the table, and then that looked like a given for Boerland to just walk over Border. And the second half of the season, everything changed. Even the Blue Bulls that was marching clearly on top of the log dropped, and they're not even they weren't in the playoffs, and now they're not even in the final. So it just shows how much character it took from both teams, not just Western Province, but Lusanda, your girls as well, to get to where we are right now.
Yeah, character, fight until the last whistle.
When we talk about character, Lusanda, your team had a very different feeling compared to most teams, because now you've got such quality, experienced players, and you've got quality youngsters coming into the team. What was it like getting the blend right? Because you're a senior in the team, even though you're very young yourself, you're a senior in the team right now. How was it getting that blend of experience and youth into the team so that you could come in there and guide these youngsters to a Premier Division final?
Firstly, I knew that coming from junior teams to the first team, it's not an easy journey, because things change. The way you play change, because it's not a chaos anymore where you can just take the ball, play alone. You need to play with the team. So I knew that I have lots of young girls, and I need to lead by example for them to understand. In order for them to understand, they must see us understanding better so that they can improve. So for us, we just knew that they are young and they might be scared of some games. Okay, let's be scared of some games, but we knew that we had to be strong for them to be strong. So in other words, we just had to play for them to play.
And now talk of playing for them to play, and you need to be strong. The same question I posed to Nell earlier, I'm going to pose to you. How do you get your team ready for final to stay calm and headstrong so that they can go into the final with a clear mind?
No, that thing is not easy, man. That thing is not easy, because nerves are different. Nerves are different. Some might not show that they're not ready. Some they might show that they're not ready. So for us as Border team, our culture is just to sing. Get the nerves out, sing, all day, get the nerves out and just go there. And going to the game, you mustn't go there with that mind of winning or that mind of proving yourself. Just go there to enjoy, play rugby, and let the rest happen. So that's what we did. Like we just go there to enjoy ourselves, and winning was the bonus for us.
I must say I've enjoyed that quite a bit of from this tournament. The Guijo before the matches, the team singing and everybody celebrating. It just brings that extra spirit and atmosphere to the game compared to just rocking up, warming up, playing your game and going home. Now, coming back to you, conditions in Cape Town, quite cold. Your team has shown that they love to play running rugby. Do you think that the conditions will impact your style of play for this weekend?
Definitely. I think, I drifted a bit when you asked me the previous question. Preparing for a final, obviously takes a lot of mental fitness and motivation from within. And I'm sure Lusanda will agree with me that the coaching staff, they put in everything they can, the players put in everything they can. So once that nerves is calm, then you look at the other factors. You look at the conditions that you're going to play in. And we've had all seasons in the games that we played. We played in the bitter cold, in the storming, pouring rain, in hot weather. So I think conditions will definitely play a role. It seems like Saturday is going to be a cool day. So it's not going to be too hot. I'm not too sure about the wind conditions currently, but there might still be a possibility of a bit of rain. Anything can happen. We've had drips and drabs of rain all week long. And it is bitter cold in Cape Town. But I think the moment the boots hits the grass, the girls focus on the ball and they focus on the game, maybe the first minute or so you think about the conditions and then you work with what you have. And I love what you said there. It's not about the win or the lose. It's about the fun that you need to have on the field. Because I think sometimes, you mustn't get too technical, because you've got a certain play that you plan. You might be playing, you think you're gonna take on the opponents with your forwards, or you're gonna take on the opponents with a kicking game, or you're gonna take on the opponents with a running game. And then on the day, a weather condition comes. The wind is blowing, it throws you off, or it is slippery conditions. Now you have to play with hand in ball most of the time. So there's a lot of things. So I think, you can prepare yourself as to the best of your ability. But on the day, you work with what you have, and you play your heart out, and like you said, you have fun. That is, I 100% agree with that.
No, definitely. Lusanda, match day -2. What has Border done differently this week, or what have you done going through your paces this week in preparation for the final?
Pardon? Again, please.
With match day -2, so we're 2 days before match day. And
Yes.
What has Border done this season, or let's say this week, in order to prepare for this final? And have you done anything different this week, or have you just continued going through the motions the same way that you did through the rest of the season?
Nothing has changed a lot. It's just that we with this weather thing, so we just had to change because of the weather. And maybe if it's raining, we need to play like this. If it's not raining, we need to play like that. That is a bit that has been changed. Otherwise, there's nothing fancy. Rugby.
No, definitely. Now, you were a serious and a seasoned campaigner in this game called rugby. You've been through everything this game has to offer. And, let's just be realistic here and come back down to earth. South Africa's been through a tough past 12 months, all right?
Yeah.
Very, very tough. And for us to get through this year and come through a women's season, for that matter, for a final to take place and be broadcasted on television, does this show the seriousness taken to women's sport in South Africa right now?
Yeah, it makes me emotional in a certain way. Like I said to you just before the show started, for me personally, that we get this opportunity I think it's the first time in women's rugby that we really experience equality in the sense of we get exposure with live streaming, we get exposure to be on SuperSport, we get the opportunity to play a final on Newlands Stadium. You know, there's not going to be a lot of people after us that's going to have the opportunity to say, listen, during a pandemic, 18 months later, a year and a few months that we couldn't train, couldn't be on the pitch, we get an opportunity to play for 11 consecutive weeks. We can get on a plane. Yes, it was with a mask. Yes, it was with sanitizer. You know, yes, we had to have our COVID test done every week. You know, all of this came at a price. But at the end of the day, to see how this game evolves, and how the platforms like yourself, how you give us opportunity to put out there that there's women's rugby, that there's opportunity in every province in South Africa to join a ladies team. You know, it's priceless. It is absolutely amazing. And like I said, it's a humbling experience. It's a humbling experience just to see, like, from where we were, even Lusanda, if you take from 2019 final, the 7th of September 2019, and you look at the 16th of July 2021,
Yes.
it is a massive, massive, massive difference. So despite all the heartache, and I mean, everybody involved in this game, whether it's management, whether it's players, have experienced loss, have experienced heartache, have experienced, sitting in extreme financial difficulty. And then we get this beautiful sport that joins us all together. You know, I mean, like our previous game against Border was just absolutely amazing feeling afterwards. You know, I mean, we get the exposure, but then also for 80 minutes you rivals, and then the end whistle blows. You can shake hands or fist bump when it's COVID, and you can actually have a conversation, and that's how friendship grows. I mean, like you just said, that the squad has been announced now for the August camp. I mean, these rivals that's going to join hands next month, then they become a team, they become a unit. So yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm absolutely super stoked, and it's such an honor to be a part of this journey. Really, it's and to see players grow. I mean, Lusanda, like you just said, the youngsters coming through, you know, from the under 16s, from the under 18s, how they adapt to senior rugby, you know, looking up to players like yourself, you know, and you lead by example, like you rightfully said earlier. It's just, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I can just say thank you to people like you that give us this opportunity to put it out there.
It's the stories that you're sharing now that everybody wants to hear. Now it's heartwarming knowing that the sport means so much to you.
It really does. It's family. Rugby, I've got goosebumps. Rugby is my family, you know, and rugby has been there for me for 17 years. As a player, I mean, when I needed a timeout, you know, from, I don't want to call it life, but everybody needs a timeout. My safe haven for the past 17 years has been rugby. You know, that's where my friends are. That's where I made, you know, it's a lot of amazing things. But it comes at, it's hard work. It's blood, sweat, tears, you know, effort to get to training. A lot of these players, you know, they sacrifice so much just to attend the training session. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening behind the scenes. And then at the end of the day, it's like so rewarding, you know, to get a final on Newlands, televised, on SuperSport. I mean, what more can we ask for? And it's all by the grace of God, you know. So, yeah, thank you.
Now, you brought up a topic there that we were going to save for last. But this lady at the bottom of our screens, Lusanda Dumke, a name that needs to be remembered, a household name, has been announced in the Springbok women's squad that is busy preparing for the World Cup. All congratulations in order, Lusanda. Nothing new to you, but I mean, what does this call-up mean?
It means a lot, man. It means that everything that I was doing paid out. With so many ladies that have been playing, I had to be the one of of the chosen ones. So it means that whatever that I did, other people could see, if you get my point. And I am so fortunate, and I feel so much blessed to be one of the players that will be attending the camp. And at the same time, it means that I must work even harder. And I hope other players will see will work harder as well, going to the camp and in the camp as well. So I am very proud of myself. I need to say that I'm very proud of myself and the work that I've been put through to this far. So yeah, it means a lot, man. It means a lot. It's just the beginning of beautiful things, if I may put it that way.
No, definitely. And there's been quite a number of players coming from the border team. And what does this mean to border rugby, for border rugby, to have so many players, or let's not say so many, but a handful of players coming from your team? Not just the fact that you played in the final, but to take that quality and just pop them into the Springbok setup. What does this mean for border rugby?
It means for us, it means that we must keep the hope, and there's still more numbers to go into the national team. Even those that are selected to be in the national team, I wish they can inspire others as well to come join the national team. And I just hope for those that are not in the squad, they must keep working hard. It's not the end of the world. The chances are still there. We still have finals to play against Western Province. Maybe they might select some of the players in that final. So they must just not let go of the hope. They must keep working hard. It means a lot to us as border team, and we just hope that we can inspire others to work even harder to be there as well.
No, definitely. And now from your side, I think Western Province probably had the biggest spread of players in that selection for the preparation for the World Cup. Your thoughts on your players making the team?
Pardon?
I'm very
Oh, sorry.
No, it's cool. I just asked now, what's your thoughts on our players making the team?
I'm very proud of the players that's been selected. I think, like Lusanda said as well, it means a lot. But also it's one of a few training camps that's going to happen. So for a lot of girls, there's a big celebration, obviously within the Western Province camp, within the border camp and all the other unions. But I also think, like Lusanda said, there's definitely some disappointment that comes with it. But I agree with her. The players mustn't lose hope. I always say every no is a no closer to a yes. So people mustn't become complacent. And the girls who's been granted this opportunity, grab it with both hands. Keep on working hard, keep on doing the training, and don't stop. This is that. I love that. This is the beginning of beautiful things. I mean, South Africa is going to participate in the World Cup in New Zealand next year. I know how hard these girls are working. I mean, in their free time, even during this championship that we're participating in now, these girls like Lusanda is working extra hard. I mean, they're putting in extra hours beyond the training sessions. So it's a lot of hard work, and hard work pays off at the end of the day. So congratulations to you, Lusanda, and every other player that's been selected for this camp. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen. There's magical things going to happen in that World Cup next year.
Definitely. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Ladies, thank you so much for your time this evening. But before I do let you go, now we're previewing the First Division final as well on the show. We're not just keeping it for the Premier Division. And from a Western Province manager's perspective, there is a young, aspiring, motivated manager that has gone through leaps and bounds to allow this Golden Lions rugby union team to perform at the highest level. I'd like you to meet her. She goes by the name of Leseke. And from one senior manager to me, what would your advice be to her?
Good evening. Wow, what I would advise you, I would just advise you to be the Aquafresh of the team, to be the all-in-one. You know, sometimes you have to be someone that listens, someone you have to be the administrative person that organizes. You know, it's a lot of balls as manager, you know, that you have to juggle in between, and you have to keep everybody happy at the end of the day, but you also interlink between the union and the management, and between the management and the players. So all I can say is just keep the faith, stay positive. You know, and on days when it feels a bit grey and gloomy, and believe me, it does happen, then you just think of the bigger picture and the satisfaction you have to be a part of the team that you are. I've seen the amazing ad that you guys have done with your sponsorship. It's absolutely amazing. So I also wish you and your team all the best for your championship.
Thank you so much. No, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Welcome to the show, Tumi. Any questions from your side before we let Nell and Lusanda go?
No, not even a question. Just good luck, because I know what it takes to get to the final. I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours, and people don't see it, and they think, women's rugby, don't take it serious. We absolutely take it serious. It's our bread and butter, and we all love it. As a former player, you know what goes into it physically. So, you know,
definitely.
I'm absolutely impressed by everyone. Good luck for the final. I don't have a favorite. Here's my favorite.
Rugby, in the name of love of rugby. I just want to use the opportunity to also say you guys must please travel safe. And we're really looking forward to seeing you and to share this amazing opportunity of the final with you. And we're going to go out there. We're going to play our hearts out. You're going to play your hearts out. And we don't know today what's going to happen on that field, but we're going to get an opportunity to show the world how, I always say, rugby is a game played by men but perfected by women. So let's go and show the men out there how we do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Good luck, guys. Good luck. Thank you.
Lusanda, any last words from your side before we let you go?
Okay.
Anything you'd like to say to your fans, your family, and everybody before we do let you go?
To my friends. Okay, to my friends. Guys, thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. You've been good to us, and hope we will make you guys proud Friday. And you must just enjoy rugby, enjoy women's rugby. And to Manager Nell, good luck to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
And to you too, Manager, to me, good luck.
Thank you.
To the Lions.
It's going to be an interesting one.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Truly appreciate that. Good luck.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Hopefully next week we can have a bit of a catch up again with everybody and just hear how the final went.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Definitely.
Looking forward to that as Nell and Lusanda. Western Province taking on Border this weekend in the final of the Women's Premier Division. Kickoff will be at 4 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, and the match will be taking place at Newland Stadium. It can be caught on SuperSport, and also it will be live streamed. So don't miss it. Let's break the streaming numbers and let's make sure we give these women the support they deserve. Now, Lusanda, thank you so much for your time this evening. Have a lekker one further and good luck for the final. See you guys on Friday.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be chatting all things SA Rugby Women's First Division. The MasterCard Golden Lions defend their title against the Free State Women. This weekend, the match will be taking place on Saturday at Emirates Airline Park. So do stay tuned to the show. After the break, we're chatting all things First Division final. Welcome back to TD Online. A quick break it was indeed, but now we're going to be chatting all things Women's First Division. The Golden Lions will be taking on the Free State Women in the final. Tumi Leseke, the team manager of the MasterCard Golden Lions, thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a long season. I mean, we can chat all day about the season. It's been long. I'm sure you can't wait to just put your feet up this weekend and relax. But 4 out of 4 for your ladies. Amazing thing is you've only conceded 12 points in those 4 matches.
Yeah.
What do you make of your season?
I'd say it's a season straight out the books. You never expect to just concede 12 points. And just to note, we're the only team that hasn't had a try scored against them. The 12 points come from penalties only. So, which is technically a clean sheet from our side, meaning our
just
defense
sprinkle that there just to make things glitz and glam.
No, but the truth is the truth. Look, our girls worked hard, even in the short time that we had to prepare. And with COVID, all the new regulations that are in place, yeah, I'm actually very proud of the girls and the season we've had. Whatever happens this weekend, I would still be proud and call myself a MasterCard team manager because the girls worked extremely hard.
No, definitely. And talking about the girls, how can we not include one of the star players in your team this year? She goes by the name of Nthabiseng, Ncalane. Wow, somebody's got this Springbok jersey on already. A little bit early. But I mean, hey, here we are. How does it feel for you as a player? I mean, welcome to the show, first of all. The first time I'm having you on.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And also thank you to our manager, Dumke, for putting me on. And yeah, it's a great honor to be here.
Let's look at it, Nthabiseng. The season is now well into the business end of it. And for you as a player, going through these 4 matches, no try scored against you, like Dumke mentioned, as a wing, what was your role in defense in making sure that nobody goes past you?
I think the back 3 defense is also important, knowing when to shoot up with the be in line with everyone else, and also know when to get back. Because whenever they kick, we get to catch the ball and play the ball. Then it's our ball we playing towards them. So I think the back 3 defense is important, and line speed, obviously. So I think Coach Timmy covered that very, very well, and he explained it very clear to us.
And I mean, let's not forget, Coach Timmy comes from Super Rugby caliber, and for him to coach ladies in the first division, it's just amazing, being exposed to so much experience.
It is, and he does it with he doesn't even put that much effort. It comes naturally with him. And I think he understands how we play rugby as females. So he will always come down to our level, or come up to our level rather, and then explain everything. We understand everything. And then we also get to play with him, man. Like it's really good. It's really good.
I always joke with him because I worked with him in the Gold Cup season with the Raiders, and I always told him, you make rocket science seem so simple.
He does. He does.
Just to go back to a bit of behind the scenes things, we spoke about the coaching staff. To me, for you as a manager, right? What was it like being with this team for the season? You've been with the women's team for a couple of years now, but what makes this season so special?
This season was short and long at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. Like everything was just happening at the same time. And to manage these girls, they make it easy because no matter what you ask of them, when the coaches ask something of them, they put their 100% behind it. And we always say that we're a pack. We're a pack. We don't do anything alone. We're a pride of lions for real. We're a group of sisters for real. No matter what anyone is going through, we are all there to help each other. So managing them and getting stuff done for them, they make it easy because no one questions why you're asking for certain things. It just happens now because they see the fruits of actually, okay, supporting these girls, getting everything that they need without any hassles. So for me as a manager, it's been not easy, but yeah.
No, I can imagine. And so I was saying, from your part, you've experienced rugby at the highest level so far. You know what it's like in previous situations. Having toured with the SA Under-20 team to Zimbabwe in 2019, and also been part of the UJ women's team setup, being in a final, so young. However, you come with so much experience. How do you see yourself taking on this final?
I think you always have to stay calm. Like no matter what happens, stick to the structure. That's very important. You mustn't try doing new things now because it's the final. Hey, trying new stuff. No, stick to the structure because it has worked since the first league game. It can also work till the final. So I think it's just sticking to the structure and staying calm at all times. So I think that's the key to playing the final. Stay calm.
Look, to me, I'm going to throw another curveball in your direction. You're a manager of high caliber, top quality. Joburg's been in quite shambles this week, the week of a final. The weather conditions have been quite cold, and
100%.
the women's team trains at night. However, this match will take place in the morning.
Yeah.
How did you prepare, and how did you get your girls to prepare for this final?
The first thing we took into account was safety. As much as we want to win this game, the coaching staff and our physio, like the whole team sat down and we looked at the whole situation and you spoke about training at night. These are young women who, yes, are seen as strong and project very strong females. But at the end of the day, this is South Africa and certain things happen. So we first started off with changing practice venues from our normal venue. And we were very fortunate that a local club stepped in and was willing to accommodate us for the night. Two, this week was cold. I'm not going to lie. But if we are honest, the venue where we're playing is not going to be any cooler. So it was perfect preparation for us, whether it's during the day or during the night. The stadium is cold. So, I think it affords us the opportunity for the girls to be acclimatized, not only to play in cold weather, but to also still fully function at their peak at the right time. So we took all of that in account, and we also took into account the traveling logistics that everybody had to go through, and we made it work through coaching staff willing to drop off players, to players updating us regularly about where they stay and the current situations. And we're even able to have our own taxi driver be able to drop off the girls as close to home as possible, just avoiding all the routes that were earmarked for any problematic areas.
And yeah, I thought it was easy to be a manager, eh?
Oh, absolutely
You make it seem so
not.
easy.
No, I have to make the players happy. I have to make management happy. I have to make the coaching staff happy. And at the end of the day, if I do my job correctly, the girls get to shine. The union looks amazing. And I feel great. I like helping people. So it reflects better on me at the end of the day.
Nthabiseng, big match this weekend. What are you looking forward to most about the match this weekend? All season you've played all over Joburg. This weekend you've got the big one. The stage has been set. The dance floor has been mopped. Emirates Airline Park it is for you ladies. What does it mean for you playing at Emirates Airline Park, the same place where Joel Stransky kicked that 1995 drop kick over to win South Africa the World Cup? The same place where Pat Lambie slotted a penalty from the middle of the pitch to break New Zealand hearts in Joburg. The same place where the Lions have beaten the Hurricanes to qualify for the final of the Super Rugby. This weekend, we've got the MasterCard Golden Lions taking on the Free State women's team. What does it mean to you?
For me, it's my first time playing at Ellis Park. It's going to be my first time. So I've been told how it feels walking down those stairs to the tunnel, to the field, everything. I've never experienced it, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a big field. We've never played there together as a team this year. So, I mean, I think it's also a motivation for us to play well, play together as a team, and show men like how we play rugby. I mean, you can't just be talking, hey, we play rugby, play. I think it's time they see how we play as well. I mean, it's a great opportunity for everyone, and you never know who's there and who might be watching. It's the final at the end of the day, so we have to play as if it's our last game this year. So playing together as a team is very, very important, and showing men how we play rugby. I mean, it's time. Everyone needs to see. Everyone needs to see this, and I mean. They're playing the senior team, the men. They're also playing, so I mean, it's gonna be a great opportunity for us as well. And I mean, the Springboks won there in 2019 against the England team. So I mean, we're sharing the field with the greatest. I mean, we're also the greatest. So I think the men should be proud that they're also gonna play on the field that we played on. So yeah.
The home field spitting facts here all the way.
Yes.
But as much as we talk about the great times and the good times, to me, your team's also been through a lot of ups and downs this season. And mid-season, you tragically and instantly lost the coach, Clint van Rooyen, who passed on.
Yeah.
How has that impacted your team with his passing? Because he was the heartbeat of women's rugby in Gauteng. He was, if there's someone who literally dedicated their life to women's rugby and to sport and development in Gauteng, it was him. And
100%.
for you ladies to lose such a person that was close to you, because it wasn't just a colleague, it wasn't just a work relationship. He was like a brother. He was that father figure to everybody in the industry. How has that impacted your team?
To be very honest, it was very hard. We didn't expect it, and for a lot of the players, he really was a father figure, because there's a lot of girls who have gone through so much. I can't even get into detail with what they've went through, but Clint was there for every single one of us, fought many battles for us behind the scenes that no one will ever know that he fought for us. And to lose him so tragically, wasn't ill, wasn't in an accident. It was just, it happened, it caught us all off guard. And it took, not to say a week is enough to get over it, but that week when we found out the team just couldn't function, the union itself it wasn't the same, because everybody kept saying, every time we have a problem, Clint is the guy we call. Now, who do we call? Because Clint is the one that's broken our hearts. You know what I mean? So the girls took it hard, but we decided to dedicate this season and hopefully this win this weekend to him, because that would mean the absolute world to him, because he fought so hard to get us to where we are now, to get the team to, the Premier Division now.
Yeah.
So to win this weekend would be so huge for all of us, but especially for him. He'll be looking down on us smiling, because, Emirates was his home. Yeah.
No, definitely. And Nthabiseng, for you as a player that's worked with Clint firsthand, how's it impacted the mood in the camp, and what's going to be the defining factor this weekend?
He was our backline coach, so we worked very closely with him. We were with him every session, and right now I think we lost him, and I'm quite happy that the match was cancelled during that week, because I don't think we were mentally ready to play or mentally strong to take on the game. But we got a break, and I think another thing is that we are playing for him now. It's for him more than anything, because we are playing for those who can't play, and because of certain things, whatever that's happening in this country. And also now our biggest motivation is playing for him, because he would have wanted to win. He won in 2019 and he was there, but this year we were hoping to win again, and he was going to be there. So now that he's not going to be there, I mean, the best thing we could do is to play for him and win it for him. So, yeah.
No, definitely. It's going to be an interesting one. Gold Lions up against the Free State in Johannesburg. Tumelo, Leseke, Nthabiseng, good luck, all the best from my side. Any final words from your side to the Lions Pride, the Facebook groups, the WhatsApp groups, everybody that's been supporting you week in and week out, because I'm going to be sharing this video with them.
No, absolutely. I just want to say thank you to them, because when people doubted us and people looked down on women's rugby, those groups were there for us, our supporters. Like Nthabiseng said, she hasn't been at the stadium, and it's unfortunate that she'll be playing in the stadium without a crowd. It's an experience seeing the senior ladies walking down that tunnel at Ellis Park and having little kids running up to them and wanting those autographs. So it's one of those things COVID took from us, but I know wherever they are, they're watching us at home. And hopefully we can repeat our last performance at Ellis Park, that 99-0 against Pumas. We can repeat it now in the final and make Clint happy where he is, looking down on us, make his family happy, because everybody knows that as much as rugby was his home, the girls had his heart. So we just want to make everyone proud and just thank you for everything that you guys have done for us. Thank you so much.
We got you. Nthabiseng, from your side?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for giving us this platform to share our thoughts on the final and everything else. And then on Saturday, man, I think we should just take it one step at a time, one scrum at a time, one line out at a time, not to put pressure on ourselves of winning the game, but eventually everything will fall into place and then we'll win the game. We have to win the game. We have no choice. And he's watching us. He's our guardian angel now. I think it's going to be a good day of rugby at Ellis Park.
Something I picked up there to me. These backline players, speaking about scrum, speaking about lineouts.
Well, as a former forward, I'm happy she's thinking about the scrum. I'm happy she's thinking about the lineouts.
Those are our set pieces, though.
Yes, exactly.
And from my side, I know it's your first time playing at Emirates Airline Park, but do not run from the change room down onto the field. We know it gets exciting, and you see these players do it on in the national stage where they run out of the stadiums onto the pitch, do this jumping things and all of that. But I promise you, by the time you make it to the field, you're going to be tired.
I'll try not to.
Good luck, ladies. You've got my support. You've got Johannesburg support. We're all behind you. We're backing you. We know that you can bring this title home. Keep it at home, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
All the best. We're backing you all the way, 100%. Thank you so much for this evening. From my side, I really, really appreciate it. It's always an honor and a pleasure speaking to you, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure. That was Tumelo, the team manager for the MasterCard Golden Lions, as well as Nthabiseng, Ncalane, telling us a bit about the season and what they're looking forward to in the final. It's going to be an interesting affair. We've got the MasterCard Golden Lions that have gone unbeaten this season. They're going to be taking on the Free State women's team that's also unbeaten. However, the Golden Lions have played one more game than them. So it's interesting. All the talking's been done. Analysis is done. We've heard from both teams what we can expect. Now it's down to that 80 minutes on the pitch from myself, Lakid Dawood, and the team behind the scenes that put the show together. Thank you so much. That's it from us. Until next week.